Here. This is the Chalet Bar hold. Yes, first thing is you can get away with just one person holding site. You don't really need much more. It's pretty easy to watch over all of it, especially with the help you're getting from up top. But you reinforce this left wall and make head holes on the right. This will give you a nice area to just play safe around. Keep the window jumping like blocked off from you for as long as possible before you have to peek it. Gives you the most space to work with. You got to be careful of this angle all the way from the door. Got to be careful of the footholes being made right here, but you can play this whole area. And then this wall right here is just so when you back up to site, or if someone else falls back to site, they have cover from the window behind them to fight over here or fight the footholes. These footholes, it looks really dangerous for the person playing here, but you are safe from like everywhere else besides if they're like in sight and pushing over here. And if they try and prone peek you, it should just be a very easy kill for you. You should never be losing that 1v1. So it's not too bad. But one person on site, I guess a Goyo could be kind of nice here. Wamai, just to like get your discs down and around so they can't try and pressure you out in sight, is good. Next is your blue player. Most important thing here is that they have a deployable shield or someone else in the lineup has a deployable shield. I think Warden is probably the best for this because if you have your Wamai in sight, you're going to have the Jaeger up here. You have no one to stop nades or anything. So if you have the Warden, then you can stop anyone from flashing you or like smoking you off and trying to get across, especially in this hallway. If they try and smoke and go across, then you have very good chance for free kills as Warden. Or if they start just like yinging and smoking and trying to get a plant down really fast, you can just run and then get the Warden. You can see through all of this. So that is why I take Warden here. You have the deployable on Warden as well. So this one, if you're playing Warden here, Warden Shotgun is really good, but here specifically, I would probably just take the MPX just for the long range gunfights from like down this hall and for maybe some of the gunfights you'll have up here. You're going to have your play right there. You're going to have someone holding top of the library. A Goyo is good here, or even like, I guess probably not a smoke. Smoke probably shouldn't play here with the shotgun, but I would take Goyo as option number one to get the ACOG long range gunfights. And what you can do is you can put one of your Goyos back here, and that will let, I would put it like up on the wall, but that will let the person that is playing here shoot it. And that will let your sight person shoot it as well pretty easily without exposing themselves to the window too much. And that will cut off like this whole area right here, and it will force the plant to have to go down over on that side if they are going for it. So I'd get one Goyo there, and then you could get low-key 2 or 3 stacked up in here if you wanted, just to keep them out from pushing this doorway and pushing you up top and getting angles on you up top. So you could put some down there. You could put some here, or like on the ground, kind of right here in the middle of it, facing away from the door. So it's like just you or the person on the stairs here can shoot it if they start pushing, and that'll stall them from pushing through here. I guess I should preface, I have this left side reinforced. It was one reinforcement left over that we didn't really need too much. This left side will make it so if they push in and they try and get this wall open, they have to get this wall. Don't make this hole normally, but I'll show you the angle. It'll force them to have to get a worse angle unless they hard breach it deep on the player in library and on the person top of fireplace or mez. So this is a worse angle than like if you were to get an angle straight there right here for the person playing tucked back there, and also if this is open, it's worse for your top mez player. So I would just get this wall if you have one left over. or you could pocket it. Up to you. But you'll have these 3 up here, 1 in sight, and then your last person can play up here in master bedroom. Now the reason you start up top is in case if they do an upper clear. This 5th person is like the rat. They are not like supporting the hold it all. They are just causing chaos for wherever they decide to push from. And starting up here, you can rat for anyone coming through offices, like through the canine bouts to try and get over here. You can wait that out. You can sometimes they'll do a solar overtake. They'll come through the windows over here, and you could either try and slow them down and cause chaos, or try and rat and get a pick. If they're doing a solar take and you like hide in here, they probably won't send the drone into the closet. So that'd be a good spot to sit. I would have the hatch open, like have someone open it for you depending on who you play, or you can open it late round. But you want to have the ability to drop the hatch, because if they start just muscling downstairs like bottom fire, or they come from up blue into the hallway, you want to be able to drop and then be able to cause havoc over here. Vigil, number 1 option. Solace, number 2. You could do a cav here if you like playing cav. It is fine to play cav here. The silent step might help you actually sneak up on people if you're trying to play sneaky, so I wouldn't be mad at that. I think back to work. But again, you are just trying to cause chaos. So I would wait until you figure out what they're trying to do before you make your move on whoever you are. You can like sit at camps at the start of the round and see where they're pushing from and see how many. Like if you see like 4 people coming from campfire, then you could give that comm saying that they're going to work from like north to south, or I guess from this camp right to left, and you can comm that and we can be ready for that. That's pretty much how I defend this. I think ideally Wamai could do all of these holes in sight really easily and get both hatches, and then I would have a warden play blue stairs, and then a Jaeger in the corner. The reason you take Jaeger there instead of Wamai is because, again, if they are like a high tier player, like a high team, they will EMP all of your Jaeger ADSs to then get capital bolts up from this window up here, and it will follow and force you out of this position. And they'll try and either burn all of your ADSs to do it, or they'll bring the Thatcher to Thatcher all of them. So the reason you play Jaeger is because, like bandit tricking, there is Jaeger tricking, where you pick them up and rotate them out so they don't get electrified, and you like Jaeger trick this spot. This seems kind of risky playing here, just because like you have the window right there and you have the window right here, and there's like 3 angles up top, and if they jump in down below, it's actually really safe to play here as long as you don't get like capped out arrowed. If you do get capped out arrowed, I would just hug this wall, kind of just drop off, and you'll have 2 side players. But really try and stay there as long as possible. That spot is really hard to clear, and you hold like the easiest spot to plant at. So you want to really be pushing to hold that, and you'll obviously have help from 2 other people up top. So I'd take the Wamai, the Jaeger, the Warden, your Roamer, which I said was your Cav, your Solace, your Vigil, and then up here, some of the gun. Someone you can just get about. A Rooney DMR just to hold pixels on the door and pixels up top. You can punch open these holes for you to watch people walking up. So a Rooney would be good here. Again, a zombie is really good at holding top mez, just because you could like throw them on this and give you a lot of cover to work with here, and then you can like come around and peek over here, like block this off, and then you can peek this way, and you can peek this way. So zombie is good there, but pretty much anyone you just want to have a gunfight with, like whoever you are most comfortable taking a gunfight with. Valk, the cams could be useful. I would say Echo, but again, you're taking gunfights. If you lose the gunfight, then you can't really use your Echo gens. So maybe that's not worth it. But if you're Echo, you will have a deployable shield as an option. So it's something to keep in mind. But I think ideally just someone you want to take a gunfight with up here. So that is how I would hold the bar site here. I would preface saying I like holding bar way better than I like holding basement. This is like kind of hard to explain, but the actual setup of it is very straightforward of what you're doing. Like you just have someone sit on blue, you have someone with their head on a swivel playing top mez. This person has to be ready for a lot of gunfights, especially down below. Again, if you have like the Goyo Serrata, you can cause a lot of chaos on fireplace with your Goyo canisters. So Goyo would be good for this. Then your Jaegers in the corner. You're going to have your Wamai, or you could have like an Aruni plant site if you have a Goyo or a zombie up top. Goyo is good for here, again, because you can stop the plant there. You can make all your holes easily with the shotgun, and then you'll have an ACOG, which means you can actually hold this and just try and chip away at people because it's like a DMR. You can just hold a really tight pixel and then just try and chip away at people's health. So I would take that. So Wamai or Goyo, your Jaeger, your Warden, a Zami or a Rooney, and then your Roamer, which is a Cav Vigil Solace, and that is what I would do for this. This is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. I guess one thing I should go over is these holes here are so you can stop anyone trying to plant here or anyone planting here by the doorway. And this hole right here is because your person upstairs will have these footholes, and they can look through this right here and get an angle all the way to the mudroom door for anyone walking out of that. So that is a really good way of catching people off guard. So that's what I do here.